Does anybody here have a skincare routine? Clearly, Peter doesn't because his hands are
just using acid.
His skin is gone.
Will you hold my hand?
His skin has been
He just used acid.
taken down.
This is by far the most romantic thing that has ever happened in this pod.
I was going to say, this is the most human touch I've had in a long time.
Do you want one of these hands?
Human touch. It's just plastic.
Here you go. Here you go, buddy.
She needs the somewhat warmth of your hand coming through the plastic.
Right now, my hand is just sweaty and kind of gnarly. There we go.
I'll zoom in.
Skincare routines. I do actually have a skincare routine.
Oh my God, tell us.
So ever since I was a baby, I've had really sensitive skin. Like I have eczema on my upper arms. I have what I think is psoriasis on my shin. I was watching a summer pod that we did, and I was wearing shorts, and I could see like little scratch marks from where I'm itching my psoriasis. I've had shingles twice. So I do. I have a skincare routine, and it's La Roche-Posay. Not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but I do the face wash every once in a while because washing my face dries my face out like crazy. And then I use their triple moisturizing cream on my face.
Oh, that's fancy. That shit sounds like it's $40 with the name.
No, it's $17 for a 23-ounce bottle.
You can moisturize your face 1,000 times with that thing?
Not 1,000, but you get, let's put it this way. Since January, I've been through one bottle.
Oh, wow. That's impressive for that company's.
See?
Okay. You know, a lot of your skin problems can come from gut problems.
I bet. That's what Twitter keeps telling me.
So, yeah, I don't try to use many products at all because I try to be really clean. And I found that the majority of the products on the market are basically more poisonous than they could possibly moisturize your face.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm constantly trying to maneuver the, big ag and big pharma and all these problematic special interest groups so that I can actually just live my life freely. Basic human right.
You're really sticking it to Dove.
I know. Anyway, so I spend extensive amounts of time researching products and ingredients and sourcing the ingredients and shit like that to determine if any of them are worthy of going on my body. And then even if I do spend the whatever ridiculous amount of money it costs to pay for the product and all this stuff and get it from France or wherever, and I just forget to use it. But I do an annual dermatology appointment because I'm type B. I'm a wannabe type A, type B person. Tony called me a type C. And so in my world, I'll have a note that's make dermatology appointment.
Okay.
So I'll do it and I'll go. But there's no problems. It's just I'm just following through.
You're just being proactive.
Yeah. It feels it's on my to-do list. The other people are doing it. So I go.
That's fair. I should go to the dermatologist giving my issues, but I don't.
Again, switch up some gut stuff. Figure out some of that and your skin problems go away.
What do I have to give up?
It's not about giving up stuff per se. Sometimes your gut just has a off-balance biome. The different bacteria in your gut, one may have overproduced or underproduced, and it's just causing a little chaos in the ecosystem. And it's various things could just sort of just balance out the problem, the equilibrium, and then you might notice some problems going away.
So if I have to give up Nerds gummy clusters, I'll take the fucking psoriasis.
I was gonna say I don't think you have to give those up.
Okay,
I wouldn't
cool.
give those up.
All right, I think they're good for my skin.
Yeah, it's by the red
gummy clusters.
The red 40 is perfect for your skin.
The red 40.
Red 40 is a longevity
Really
formula.
good for your skin. Elasticity.
Do you have a skincare routine?
Helps rejuvenate things.
I don't have any routines.
Ooh.
I don't like lotion.
It's a weird feeling.
I don't do anything. I don't even wash my face.
What?
Okay.
I have
Not
to wash
even
my
with
face.
water.
Hey, there's no way around. I'm top of the mount. I'm queen of the mountain. My cup running over. I already told ya. I'm moving fast. You live in the past.
Well, I ask all that because the PWHL, I'm going to break this.
Kayla asked it.
The PWHL
Yeah, the reason I asked.
Oh, the
trying to
reason
take over for
Kayla
Kayla.
asked it. The PWHL announced a collaboration with Aveeno.
Yay. Although
Very cool.
Aveeno, like, I guess if I open my Yucca app and put in Aveeno products, let's see what they're.
Oh, I bet it's bad.
I was going to say they're probably failed. They probably
bet it's
completely
bad.
I
fail.
think
Like,
Aveeno is actually pretty good, isn't it? Aren't
I don't
they more
think
natural?
anything you
But
can
this
buy.
app that
at-
she's referring to, if you can buy it from a normal place, it'll be-
Guys.
is it good?
Aveeno Skin Relief Healing Ointment is a green.
Oh,
Aveeno Baby, do not use.
what am I supposed to
Okay,
use
so
if
the
my
majority-
baby has dry skin?
There's 2 Aveeno products that Yucca believes are, like, there's a couple of Aveeno products that are going to be good.
Okay, all right.
We'll post them. I'll post a link to the Aveeno products that you'll want to buy.
Yeah,
And the ones that are full of poison.
yeah.
Or you can
None
just
of them are
download
full of
Yucca yourself.
Download Yucca. They're not a sponsor, guys, but after this episode, we're considering it.
And Aveeno will not be a sponsor because we just
Aveeno
said that
definitely,
That we
they
don't
just blocked
use it?
us.
we just said that their products aren't passing.
Aveeno
the
was in my
test.
DM. They just deleted the message.
Dang it.
Anyway, amazing. These partnerships, the PW keeps coming out. Here's the thing. Let's be honest. Like, when I go to the PW news page because I want to prep for our pod, it's mortifying to see
That's why I brought up
that, like, their
Aveeno.
number 1 news source article.
Is Aveeno.
It's about partnerships and shit. I don't know. I
There
guess
ain't nothing going on.
there's nothing going on. I texted the group last night, like, what the fuck are we going to talk about? PW's not started yet.
Yeah.
People are signing contracts. That's exciting. There's a link you can go to like find out who's signing contracts. And there's a lot of projection about who's going to be top line, top team, yada, yada, yada. But overall,
Well, there's not enough off-season churn. Like, we need a good
Peter
Need
has
a
the
good
flu.
churn.
we need a good retirement. We need someone to quit
Somebody
or get
did.
caught in a gambling scandal.
Yeah, like there's so far.
We need somebody
like
to
more
screw up.
Scandal.
inner squad relationships
Yeah.
or whatever.
I could give news about the PWHL.
Bring it.
Guess who was at my game watching my first ever? Well, you both already know.
He doesn't.
Yeah, he does.
I do.
He was.
You know?
She was
Yeah.
at. She's my favorite PWHL player, and she was at my first game, which is absolutely
Okay, every
mortifying.
fan of our show knows who your favorite
Mortifying.
PWHL player is. It's Denisha Shishova,
Yep,
Shishova.
spelled with a K.
Yeah, Krizova.
I pronounced it wrong for like 2 whole years.
So miraculously, folks. So the Snow Mercy has their first game ever. It's
Yep.
this past weekend.
It was on Sunday. Yep.
So Kayla's got her usual pregame butterflies 2 hours before. She's eating her granola bar.
And I don't know
She's
if I
getting
call them
herself
usual
ready.
because I've never
The first
had a
game,
pre-
first game ever. So, well, first game ever was like week 5 of WHAM
Oh,
clinics.
true.
So your first real game ever with your jerseys. So you're having like the full complete game day experience. So she gets out to the ice for the warm up and she's looking around the stands, just soaking it up. And who's in the fucking stands? This is like a dream come true for
A dream come
every
true for
single
someone who's
hockey
good
player in the
at
history of the
hockey.
universe is that they show up at their first game
Yeah.
and their absolute idol is sitting in the stands.
She's just watching me fail to get back
She
when
was
I'm
probably
playing
like,
defense.
that defender should probably get a little bit further closer to the
Honestly,
blue line.
that was the worst part of the game. I was like, I'm playing pretty well. I mean, I'm staying in my position, whatever. I'm playing pretty well, but then like when it's in the zone and I'm in the zone, fine. Someone takes the puck, they're gone. I can't.
Yeah,
skate
like
that
you're
fast.
just like, all right,
Wow.
you're just watching.
Sorry,
them.
goalie.
You're just eating their dust.
Sorry,
like,
goalie.
But I
You're
taught you
gone.
how to skate fast. That's why we did asteroids.
I was skating as fast as I could.
we did
like,
asteroids in
full
order
on.
to get you fast.
Yeah, and this girl's been skating for like 10 years.
That's
How
so
is
in
she even
line
in
with
C3?
that's so in line with your personality though. Like,
It wasn't. I'm competitive. I was like, I'm so sorry.
We gotta get you
goalie.
back.
you don't
checking.
sound competitive though.
You should come
when
to-
I'm in that game. I am.
You should come to 101A next summer.
I want to.
Okay.
I want to.
Well, we're doing more development clinics this fall. The one we were going to host
Oh yeah.
on the 19th. Something happened over at Breck.
Uh-oh.
Breakdown. So we had to cancel our session. So we're
I will
rescheduling.
totally come.
We're rescheduling.
Our team wants to do some like open skates together too because
Oh, that is.
there's
this
a lot
makes
of
my heart.
there's a lot of us.
sing.
There's a lot of us that like can't. I mean, I can't really stop. I'm getting better. I can tell that I'm learning. Like it's really hard for me. I just don't get the technique. It's like not working like how I think it's supposed to work. Mm-hmm. I'm like trying to like every time I get a chance, like pregame, I'm like
Just doing some
stopping.
stops.
I'm
Yeah.
not even touching a puck. I'm just stopping.
It can be a toughie, but once you get it, watch about WHAM. So we're talking about the Women's Hockey Association. It's always kind of like veered from PWHL to that, but WHAM's back in the news again.
Yeah.
If you're on Twitter, at least. So.
Wham's never in the news for like a happy reason.
Well, yeah, it's been in the news a couple of times recently, but that's because that's just because the transgender policy that's impacting USA Hockey and youth hockey, or like basically every level, and so there's just a lot of hype around it, and so WHAM keeps kind of getting scrutinized by by Twitter accounts.
Outside forces.
Yeah, it's like I got doxxed on Twitter, but nobody called. You know what I mean?
Were you hoping somebody would call?
Actually, I was like, what would be amazing is if you woke up in the morning and on Crime Watch Minneapolis, your name and number and email address were on there.
I don't ever want to be
and
on
then you had
Crime
people
Watch
calling you all
Minneapolis.
day for the first time in years. And then it's like, I waited. And then I was
Exciting.
like checking. I was like, is the ringer on? Like, nobody's calling me. And to clarify why my name would even be on there is because I'm on the board of the Women's Hockey Association. And so obviously I could make change.
You could.
I can't really. I mean, I'm not even supposed to talk about it, but there'll be more to come because I think USA Hockey is changing their transgender policy.
Are they?
I
Is that
believe
in flux right now?
I believe they are going to change their verbiage to match what the NCAA says, which I don't even know what it is. But USA Hockey, so a lot of associations just hide behind USA Hockey's policy.
Well, I think hide behind is a little bit of an incendiary way to put it. I think associations that are within the USA Hockey umbrella are well within their right to simply point to the USA Hockey
We're going with
rules.
that.
Because if they don't, then what's the alternative? Being a standalone independent
You have to make your own
league
rule.
that plays at Breck Ice Arena at 9:10
Yeah.
p.m. at night with 12 kids.
Yeah. Yeah, anyway, so potentially more to come on WHAM in the news.
Yeah. I was talking to Laura about this the other night, and I reminded her that I was ahead of the curve on this because I said, I think maybe a year ago or 2 years ago, that the State High School League needs to get out ahead of this because it's eventually going to become a legislative issue for the State High School League. And I'm not sure where they're at. But considering what went down with the softball tournament situation in the spring and the national attention that
There was just a
God.
ruling last week. I think that the Supreme Court sent it back to some of the local courts or something
I
like
can't
that.
keep up with
It's too
where
much.
any of the
You just
lawsuits
have to wait
are,
until it
but the
pans
state
out.
high, it's the chickens are coming home to roost, to use an antiquated phrase. But the State High School League's going to have to figure something out.
Well, I mean, I think that's like, again, when I say hide behind, what I mean is it's sort of an escape tactic to having to be proactive or be a pioneer. Whether or not you want to rewrite the policy to make it's tough to say. It's tough to say. There's still a lot in the air, but again, it's there, and there is talk about it. So there will be probably more talk about it because it does impact our girls' sports, our women's sports.
Oh, it impacts the game at its core, especially at the younger levels. I think it's too late in the process to change rules now because the season's already started.
Yeah.
For most youth programs, but I don't know, dude. I saw that. I saw it pop up from Alpha News, and I thought, uh-oh. Anything from Alpha News is going to be bad
Well, I'd
news.
be worried if, like I said, the last time I got doxxed on Alpha News, nobody called. So.
Okay. They're all calling Liz Collin.
Yeah, they're calling other people, not me. So
But if you want someone to call you, you could put your number out there right now.
I could just throw it up there and see if anybody calls.
You could.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Just publicize your phone number.
It's happened before. I already know the answer. I already know the outcome.
No
I
one's gonna
accidentally
call.
tweeted my phone number once.
How do you accidentally tweet your phone number?
I tried to say something nice about General Sports sharpening my skates, and you get the little tag that you put on your skate, and it has your contact information.
on
And I took a picture of the skates, and I tweeted it, and I got a text from Brad Soderberg like 10 seconds later
Like,
saying,
I
hey,
wouldn't put your
hey,
number.
dumbass, you put your phone number on Twitter.
My phone number is all over the internet. Like I probably have it on like 5 websites. And
I know.
pages. Like,
I always
call me.
feel like that. Like,
Call me.
You can probably find someone's phone number if you're really
Soup's
trying.
easy. Soup's easy.
Soups.
But you're like not like I'm not on some of these social medias.
Yeah, like
That
Jossie
you're
and
not
our phone number's out there.
We're out there.
You might be more hidden.
You're
I'm
quiet.
pretty sure my phone number's out there somewhere.
Great. You're
I'll
probably
put it out there
People are
with
going to probably start
Jossie's.
calling you.
Well, they already do. We're trying to get an estimate for how much it's going to cost to fix our garage door, and now I've got people calling me every day.
I
Saying they
hate
can-
Fun for like a day or two.
We
but
can
like,
come
my
out
God, give
today.
me my
We
time
can come
back.
out today. We can come out today.
Stop coming out.
I said I would call you.
Yeah.
I didn't want 14 companies.
Like you are just too relentless. Now you can't come fix my garage.
You guys are being so
I'm
annoying.
just sticking with a broken garage.
Especially when you tell me it's going to be $650 to fix a spring.
That's like basically free.
Yeah, $650 for a home.
Any
home
kind of
service?
update?
No,
Yeah.
You're
it's
Wait, you got
winning.
professionals coming to your house and it's under $1,000?
yeah, it's not bad. And he cut us a deal on the lubrication process where they
Nice.
like grease up the whatever the hell the other stuff, the tracks.
Wait a minute.
Tracks,
so you're
that's what
telling me
they're-
you got a garage door specialist?
Yeah,
I need the number.
Do you think
I got
he
you.
wants to be a podcast sponsor?
Honestly,
Or guest?
maybe.
Wait,
because
do you think he'd call me if
would
I
he call you
put my number out there?
professional or personal?
At this point, doesn't matter.
Either or. Super nice guy. Yeah, he would actually call you. They sent out a technician to my house, and I didn't ask them to send a technician to my house. I said, okay, I appreciate your time. I'll call you for a time to
that's
schedule
aggressive.
someone. And all of a sudden, I got a call from this number,
He's on his way.
and the
I'll tell you what, this is
voicemail
not
was
the
like,
kind of guy I want
hi,
calling
this is
me."
da-da-da from da-da-da. I'm actually outside your garage.
Yeah, that's way too aggressive for a guy to call me.
Why
Forget
are you
this
so
guy.
close to my house?
I need a different garage door company.
She
Different
needs someone
garage
who
door
lives
company.
2 hours away. That's what she wants. in a man.
Wait, maybe you guys can help me. There's only one thing I really need, and that is there's like this little metal pokey thing that's up at the top, where the chain is that you put emergency pull chain thing.
Is it the spring?
It's not. It's like this metal thing.
Oh, are you talking? Oh,
and it hangs at an angle, and it's like,
yeah.
and then when your garage door comes down, it's like flat against. But anyway, I need to chop it off.
Get a saw.
I was thinking I could probably just do this
Chop it
myself.
off.
Get a saw. You can saw it off. You can saw off your metal.
I don't know why you're looking at me. I don't know anything
Could I
about
just-
doors.
All right, well,
Or
keep you guys
just-
posted.
Yeah, I would use a saw. Come on.
But that might, you guys, that
Put
would
a little
solve,
elbow grease
that would
into
solve all of my life problems.
it. Peter, do you need assistance?
Yeah,
I
his bag of
dropped
pucks
the weight.
fell off.
I dropped
Oh.
the pucks.
His bag of pucks
So
fell off.
now I'm holding this. Thank you, Kayla. Everybody in the chat, shout out Kayla's outfit because it's the same as Ryan's today.
Everybody in the chat.
What's it like being a night manager of the electronics department at Target? Can we get a quick hand for Kayla there?
No, because mine fell.
Yay! Yay! Little bone hands. Little bone hands.
Mom, high five.
Little bone hands. Yeah.
Thanks for getting me my hand back. I almost started crying.
Here for hockey news. You're in the wrong spot.
Okay, that brings us back to the P-Dub. So more complaining about the P-Dub for the most part, except for Denisha Shishova, who is a huge advocate of local. We haven't even said why she was there. She's like married to somebody on the team.
She's married
Oh.
to Patty Marshall. No, not married. Not married.
She's going out.
I take that back.
She's
not
going out with
Patty,
Patty.
right?
Dating Patty Marshall.
Oh, and Patty's your
Franny.
coach.
No, she's dating Patty Marshall.
Patty, not
Marshall was
Franny.
on the Whitecaps.
Patty
Okay.
Marshall.
Patty Marshall is sisters with Franny Marshall. Franny Marshall
Oh.
was
Is
a
your-
goalie, and
Thief
I made
River
myself
Falls.
and
Let's
I made
go.
myself like seem so awkward because I was like, I know your name. I was like, I've heard of, and it was probably Peter's fault because Peter talks about like.
It's like my
The-
one passion area.
Yeah, like her ice. We talk about random high school girls hockey players.
All
So
the
I'm like,
time.
how do I know you? I know your name, and it's literally just because we have a podcast about
Where we say the
girls
name.
hockey.
Frances Marshall.
She helped us on the bench. She opened the doors for us.
I bet she did it better than anybody else.
She did.
Hell yeah.
Shout out Franny.
So
Shout
the
out
hockey
Franny.
community is so small and tight that Kayla's numero uno top idol of the hockey world
Our
was
coach
was at her first hockey game.
That's
is
so cool.
also
Okay, for
played
our
for
listeners,
St. Thomas.
for our listeners, if anybody else has a similar story, please send it in to the chat line. Or
to the chat. Open the
put
chat
it in
again.
the chat because I just have never heard of it like any time in my life when somebody's number one idol came out for their very first game ever and they didn't even it wasn't a Make a Wish Foundation. It was nothing like that.
I know.
She just heard Kayla was going to be there.
It was just women's hockey in Minnesota. That's how it goes.
Probably.
That's how it goes.
Women supporting women. Am I right?
Like bras.
Just like another sponsor for the PWHL.
Like another sponsor.
That's like 3 news articles behind, and that one is like, and then we've had a partnership. And like, what does even a partnership mean? Like, what are they giving away a vino at the games?
Dude, I don't know.
Because like I still haven't seen.
Elf was a sponsor last year, and
Elf?
they were Elf.
Elf. It's a makeup company.
Not the weird alien show.
Alf.
Elf. That show
Cosmetics was a sponsor, and they had like a booths there. Also, what's the whiskey company? They're also a sponsor.
Screwball.
Wood something.
Woodford Reserve.
It was.
That's wine.
They're also a sponsor, and they sold their liquor at Wood Creek. Something
Wood Creek
Creek
Distillery.
Yes, Wood Creek.
Ooh, I used to drink some
They're
of
a
that.
sponsor of Minnesota, and they sell their liquor at the games.
Cool.
So maybe we'll get some access to some Aveeno skin there.
The PWHL
Well-
needs an off-season gambling scandal.
Yeah. It's yes, like a game thrown or.
Or
Something
like
to
a
drum up
cheating
a
where
little,
someone's boyfriend punches someone in the face.
That's the thing. There could be some drama too,
We
like
need
good
that.
drama.
Yeah, we need that for
Or
content.
who's that Vikings player that just keeps getting pulled over for being?
Addison. Yep.
Adrian Peterson.
Adrian
No.
Peterson.
Addison.
No,
Jordan.
Adrian-
She's referring to Adrian
Yeah,
Peterson.
Adrian Peterson just got picked up again in Texas.
Okay, you said speeding. Jordan Addison got 2 charges for sleeping in his car and going 90 miles per hour. And he's
While he's sleeping?
He is a current Vikings player.
Okay, so there's
that's
like-
what I thought you meant.
So here, you just basically doubled down on our point, which is
we need those types of scandals.
we do not have enough.
Someone needs to drive 90 and fall asleep in their car.
But do you guys
Yes.
ever get the sense that like a lot of times these
Safely,
female
though.
hockey players are like literally the cream of the crop? It's not like
I
like
mean,
it's hard to find
they're
female
women.
hockey players. Like I was
Don't women just commit
insanely
less numbers of crimes than men?
no, I don't know.
Maybe.
No,
I don't
I mean that's
know.
factual.
Yeah, you're probably
Statistically,
right.
yes.
But like as far as
Well, okay, I see what you're saying, and I completely agree. The PWHL, all these gals do is work out and get married in the off season and have like these nice peaceful off seasons.
yeah, they might
where
go on
they
a
spend
pontoon.
time with family. They play
Yeah.
checkers or chess, but it makes for a bit of a dry season when it comes to.
I know it's like all you can talk about if you're like a fan is like who's dating who, which we've already like exhausted.
The most exciting thing for me is learning that Marie-Philippe Poulin, who's my favorite player,
Came to your first ever hockey game?
No, she did not.
She got
She
resigned.
did not. She signed an extension.
Yeah, she's secured. 3 players on Montreal secured their position. And so again, she's like one of the first of the 3-year initial contracts now to re-sign after the 3rd year of the contract.
The league needs Marie-Philippe Poulin.
Yeah, she's a big fan. Okay, Montreal news. The city of Montreal, or I'm not sure who's backing it, but there's a proposal for a new rink for the women in Montreal.
Okay.
The Red Scarf Committee shot it down immediately because it sounds like they've got, and that's like a fan base in Montreal. They call themselves the Red Scarf Committee.
The Red Sky sounds like communist.
That's what I immediately thought.
But
you
again,
meant.
like women's hockey fans are also a unique breed. Like they
I thought
would.
you were going to say women's hockey
Are
fans are
communists.
communists.
No, they're just a unique breed in that like they might start the Red Scarf Club and like totally be naive
Oh,
to the
yeah.
fact that it's like, that they're just like self-proclaimed commies now. But
Red Scarf. So the first thing that pops up is the Red Scarf Project, which collects handmade red scarves to provide
here's the
them
thing: if it's
to
PW, you
youth
got to
in
go to
foster
Facebook.
care.
You got to go to
What?
Facebook.
Facebook.
You probably
Well,
can't
we just
even.
found the first problem.
I know. Well, that's PW.
Jossie's surfing Facebook with the AI old people.
I'm on Facebook like no other. I just got I got a message.
Jossie's reposting all the AI grandmas.
I got a reminder of like an old memory. It was 19 years ago. 19 years
Holy
old.
cow! Wait, how? How is that even possible?
I was like one of the first people with Facebook.
Jeez.
Apparently.
A 19-year-old. It was a picture of me and a bunch of the Augie girls being idiots.
I love that.
I think okay, it's the Red Scarf Union. It's the Ottawa Charge supporters group. Sorry guys, I screwed that up big time. It's not Montreal. It's the Ottawa Charge supporters group. The Red Scarf Union.
Red Scarf Union. Okay.
And then they call them the Ottawa Charge supporters group, which is nice. Like
So are they trying to make a new stadium in Ottawa?
that's where it is. That's where they're shutting. The Red Scarf Union was like, F you guys, because somebody in leadership over there was like, they're trying to build a stadium that's got like 1,500 less seats than their average crowd size, and like a number of things don't even make any sense. There's no like plan for who's paying for it or what, like if it's gonna like whatever. So they're getting a little bit ahead of themselves, but luckily the Red Scarf Union's on it.
Executives call 5,850 seat arena huge step back for Ottawa Charge.
So we'll see what happens. I like the okay, wait, but I'm giving I don't know. I was getting like big PW vibes at that Lee and Penny. I wish they weren't playing basketball there. Like I wish it could be like also a PW venue.
I don't want to bring up competitors, but I was reading John Malay's Substack. He was the media specialist for the State High School League for a long time, and he also
was he saying that the high school should go there?
Well, he wrote now that he's quasi. I don't even actually know if John is retired. But he's a hardcore journalist. Like he wrote for, I believe, the Pioneer Press. It was either the Pioneer Press or the Star Trib. And I read
Pioneer Press wasn't real journalism.
Hey,
sorry.
That's what I subscribe to. I get it delivered to my door every morning.
Okay,
Thank you.
Sorry.
But he was writing about the girls' state tournament being played at the XL and how so many people assume that it's because of Title IX, and it's not. The XL, or Grand Casino Arena, gave the State High School League a bottom dollar rental fee. It was much more expensive for them to go to Mariucci. So the reason they played at the X was because it was next to free.
Yeah.
So if they could work out a deal like that with Lee and Penny Anderson Arena, that would be pretty cool.
That would be a sick venue for a girls tournament.
It would be an easier venue to pack, which is where you get some of the girls section final games that I go to have fabulous atmospheres. Overtime, it's great. The students are there and everybody's on top of each other and it's so loud. And then you get to the X and
it's just, you can hear crickets.
You can hear more than crickets.
I gotta
you
say,
can hear
though,
mice in the walls.
As a player that played at the fairgrounds, I still probably don't like appreciate for what it's worth the lore of it, because it did feel very like, okay, this is where they're showing pigs.
Yeah.
And we didn't fill the Coliseum either, but to me that felt very like you were very like the fans are 28 feet from the edges of the boards and stuff, so it didn't feel very like close and connected.
It's not an intimate setting.
Yeah, like to me that did not feel like it. So as a player who played in that position and then like watching the tournament evolve and move over to St. Paul's XL Energy Center at the time was like actually heartwarming. It felt like a big step up for the girls' high school game, but like you said, obviously nobody wants to see an empty arena, and girls don't even really want to play in an empty arena. So, and I've been to Mariucci way too often lately. I don't think anything should happen in Mariucci. Literally, getting to Minneapolis is enough to make you want to move to Iowa.
Parking over there is a bit of an adventure.
Parking, getting off the highway, like you name it.
The Coliseum was our home rink in high school.
Oh, was it?
So I'm convinced that to have a good atmosphere, you need seats on the glass because the fans they're 30 feet away from
like,
us.
It doesn't.
We're playing in an airplane.
Well, and
hangar.
the first row of the 2 rows of the Coliseum are like the booth seats or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, and so you only get 6 people per like section. So they're really like another 20 feet behind them are the stands.
And I think that when they first moved into the X, I think that there was a symbolic victory there too.
Yeah,
where
I
it
think
was
that's
an
kind of what I'm trying to
acknowledgement
say.
that
Like,
the girls' high school
we've made
players
it, or we're here,
are just as important as the boys' high school players. But now that the girls' high school tournament has, in my opinion, carved out a really nice niche for itself and has established its own identity, I don't think it would hurt the product to move it to a smaller venue. I think.
No, I totally agree. I totally agree. And then, like I said, like Mariucci's probably way too expensive, and then logistically, it's not ideal. So Lee and Penny is like amazing. It's like so cool.
Was it nice? Did you like
it was
over
gorgeous.
there? It was
yeah,
cool?
And we talked about it a little bit in a couple other segments of the show, but I would love to get out there. There's 2 sheets of ice.
Is there really?
Yep.
Oh shoot.
There's the feature rink, and there's like a practice rink off on the side that you can see if you're walking the concourse. You can see it.
Very cool.
Yeah, so a couple new sheets of ice in Minnesota is nothing to complain about, but the venue was really cool. My favorite part about it was the option to get a fountain pop and you fill it yourself.
What?
That's your favorite part of the new rink.
Do they have one of those machines where you can mix the flavors?
Like 100
It's just like a
plus?
regular old fountain machine, so then you can like refill it later.
Wow.
Without having to wait in line for
So that's the best
concessions?
part. Is like it's not a wait in line situation, and then like
It doesn't.
they just trust you.
Wow. They just trust you to fill.
That was the first day, so somebody could ruin it for us. But I really enjoyed, like, because I was able to get, like, 2 different pops.
Okay. You're a Sprite in the first period and a Coke in the third period.
I did a Sprite lemonade combo.
Solid.
And then the second time around, I did something cola-ish, maybe.
Cola-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
You should try to remember that.
Well,
It's hard hitting.
You know, that game they lost. St. Thomas lost, so I feel like whatever we did there, we're gonna do something different next time.
You think you're directly responsible for the mojo in the
Are you
building.
even a hockey player?
No, I played for crappy teams.
Everything
It
we
didn't
all
matter
do,
what we did.
everything we all do impacts the outcome of that game.
I could have had a voodoo doll of my
That's what I'm
opponents.
saying.
and it
Like, if
wouldn't
you
have made a
normally
difference.
walk in on the left side of the sidewalk and go in the third door to the right, like, then you got to do that next time. Unless it didn't work.
It never worked though. We went 4-22.
Yeah,
my
you're
senior
still
year. Nothing
you're still
worked.
doing research. You're still doing research.
You know what worked for us? Playing Meadow Creek Christian. That worked.
And then
for
you got
us.
some
and
wins.
Playing Ashland or Dockers.
Yeah, then you got some wins.
That helped out.
Well, I'm gonna get a different pop sequence next time
Okay.
that I'm cheering for the Tommies.
Proud of you. Couple of notes here on the D3 preseason poll. UW River Falls, the preseason #1 with all 20 votes in the United States College Hockey Online poll. Augsburg is tied with Amherst for #2. Gustavus comes in at #5, and to round out our Minnesota flavor, Hamlin and St. Mary's both received votes. UW River Falls loses leading scorer Bailey Olson, but the Falcons, right? Falcons.
Yeah.
I always want to call them the Red Hawks for some reason. The Falcons return Megan Gaudreau, Alexa Neekum, Madison Katerlick. I've never learned how to say her name. I'm so sorry.
No, Katerlick's right.
Katerlick? Hell yeah, good for me. Kylie Jones and Madison Laverne are all back.
I would be willing to bet there's more than one Laura Hurd potential Ernies in that group.
Ernie's?
Whatever, nominees.
What?
She's saying like earner, like they're going to earn it,
An Ernie.
like an honoree.
Like an employee.
Come on, Peter.
You've got employer, employee.
Does Bert,
Earner, Ernie.
does Bert fit in there somewhere? Oh,
No,
Ernie.
Bert's not coming.
No Berts, only Ernie's.
Yeah,
on this
Ernie,
UW
Ernies
River
and
Falls team.
earners.
One thing I thought was cool, though, I was looking at the UW River Falls roster. You can shop NIL apparel from any of the seniors. So you click on this little shopping cart icon, and I could buy a Madison Laverne t-shirt.
That's baller.
Yeah, the University of Minnesota doesn't have that.
I need more.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that they have like personal branded stuff.
Hell yeah,
That's
dude.
like that gets people, like especially little kids and stuff. They have a favorite player. They're for sure
they're
gonna buy
selling
that.
the shit out of that stuff.
I don't want to buy a
awesome.
blank UW River Falls jersey. I want
Yeah.
to buy a Megan Gaudreau jersey.
Okay,
Yeah.
Megan Gaudreau's gonna have a ton of points this season. I think. Was she a junior though?
She's a senior this year. She
She's
was a
senior this
junior
year. Okay,
last
so
year,
she'll
yeah.
probably be a Laura Hurd finalist.
Yep. And I think Katerlick could be too, because Katerlick had the third most goals on the roster.
Last
She had
year.
22
Yeah.
last year.
She's younger though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she might not. Okay, if it's only seniors, then she wouldn't win.
Well,
the
it's
Laura
not
Hurd
only
award.
seniors, but as it turns out, it goes to seniors a lot.
Okay.
If that makes sense. I mean, it's just the D3 version of the Patty Kaz.
Okay.
So it's just very similar to the Patty Kaz, and it ends up going to a River Falls player all the time because it usually goes to like the top scorer in the league.
Well, yeah, and it just seems like they've reloaded.
Right.
So I don't
so like
see any
every year
reason-
there's some Laura Hurd finalists on River Falls roster.
I see no reason to bet against the Falcons this year.
And we can talk about, you can refer back to our interview with Joel Cranston for more information about that.
Yeah.
So D3, so country-wide, in the MASCAC, that's where you've got Worcester and Plymouth. NCHA, that's going to be led by teams like St. Norbert, Adrian, and Concordia, Wisconsin. In the WHAC, River Falls
The WHAC.
and Eau Claire will be somebody to talk about. Now, Northland was the worst team in the WHAC the last few years, but they have lost a team and now Beloit has a team. So the WHAC will have a new team in Beloit.
Fresh blood.
Yep, the conference in New England should be led by Endicott. They went to the NCAA tournament last year, lost to Nazareth. They only lost 2 conference games all season. But that conference also has the University of New England, Western New England, and Suffolk. So those will be teams that'll be tough. But they've got Tegan Hallett, who will be one of the top goaltenders in Division III. Tegan Hallis is a big scorer. They're returning their leading goaltenders from last season. So again, Endicott will be a tough team to beat. NEHC Elmira should continue to be strong, and then watch out for Norwich and Curry in the New England Hockey Conference. Suniac, Oswego, and Plattsburgh are teams to watch out there. So Oswego finished conference play ahead of Plattsburgh last year, but Plattsburgh often competes in the NCAA final games.
Oh, yeah.
Often host them. In the MAC, Wilkes should continue to lead that conference. In the NESCAC, Amherst, they're ranked, as you mentioned. Natalie Stott is their goaltender, and she's, I think, the number one goalie in the country at D3.
Okay.
UCHC has NESCAC also has Middlebury and Colby, so that's going to be one of your multiple at-large bid schools. Are going
Middlebury's in that top 5, that preseason top 5.
Yep. So NESCAC's going to be a strong conference, and they get, like I said, they get multiple at-large bids generally. There's only 6 at-large bids in the entire country for that postseason tournament, and often several come from the MIAC and several come from NESCAC. And then several of these conferences don't get an auto bid at all, and nobody goes.
They fight for the unseeded portion.
Yeah, so and then going to the MIAC, looking a little bit more deeply at the MIAC, Augsburg ranked number 1, lost in the NCAA championship in 2025. Elizabeth Bauer will be in her second full year as the coach. She was the national coach of the year last year, and she's got a fast-skilled team. So she's got some young goaltending that we'll see kind of how that looks, and she's losing a little scoring, but it sounds like they picked up a transfer from Elmira, and they're getting some scoring from some of their younger players. So they'll play River Falls once this season, postseason or whatever. In the past, they've maybe played them more. And then for non-conference play, they'll play Adrian and Eau Claire. But Augsburg should find themselves in the top couple teams all season.
We'll see how long Biz Bauer's there.
You think she's moving on up? God, I think she loves it, though. Like, I mean, where else are you going to coach and not be in Minneapolis, like not be right by home? And
yeah, but I don't live in her head. So
yeah.
On paper, National Coach of the Year. She's young. She's smart. She came on our podcast. She's going to have options.
I think you're probably right. Okay, Gustavus. They're always a tough school. They're young. They've got Lily Mortensen. I think she's probably going to be the top scorer in D3 hockey this season if
she's
Megan
got a
Goudreau,
shot for sure.
If Megan Goudreau doesn't supersede her. But Megan and Bailey, I think, worked really well together and kind of exponentially grew their point production. So Lily Mortensen is not a one-man band, but she gets stuff done. She was having a lot of 4-goal games and 4-point games and things like that last season. Gustavus lost in the conference championship to Augsburg, so that's going to be a really good rivalry all year.
Yeah.
Their goaltending is a little bit more inconsistent than some of these teams that are higher than them in the rankings. So Gustavus was number 1 for years and number 1 and 2 with River Falls going back and forth, and now it's team at 5. That's got to hurt a little bit.
I hope it doesn't hurt too badly. I mean, they're still preseason.
They got something to prove.
5.
Yeah, they got something to prove, it feels like. They've got a hard schedule, though. They're going to play River Falls twice.
They play River Falls. They played River Falls in an exhibition game
already
on the 25th.
We always miss that shit. New coaches. New coaches is the theme of the year for D3. Hamlin has Jake Bobrovsky.
What?
St. Mary's, Heath Isaacson.
Jake Bobrovsky's at Hamlin?
Hamlin University.
Oh, he resurfaces.
Yep. Well, we knew that. We saw him at Beloit, remember? He must have been out of state. I don't even know who's coaching Beloit. St. Kate's welcomes Chili, my friend Chili.
Okay.
St. Ben's, my notes on St. Ben's is they get too many penalties.
Rude.
St. Olaf had the MIAC Coach of the Year last year. Interestingly, the MIAC and National Coach of the Year weren't the same person. But Tracy Johnson has I think she's a 3-time consecutive MIAC Coach of the Year. And then St. Scholastica has a new coaching bench. Cindy Brott, and Mackenzie Revering. So those are big names up there.
An Alexandria product.
And she's a D3 MVP, so she's a Laura Hurd winner, Mackenzie Revering, and Cindy Brott. So they've got some hype behind them up in St. Scholastica right now. So that team's got some work to do to get some wins, but with the strength on their bench, let's see what they can do.
Well, as a group, I think we're going to end up making a couple of road trips here to see some D3 hockey, ladies.
Can we at least get serious and make it happen?
Yeah.
Yes.
We put it on our list along with movie night.
this place, this new office is going to be more conducive to our like camping parties. But really quickly, this weekend opens D3 play. Augsburg's going to play Adrian, so Augsburg number 2, Adrian number 9, and that will be at Augsburg, I believe. And then the big game of the weekend, the big series of the weekend is going to be Gustavus versus St. Norbert, so that's 5 and 6. So that's kind of the weekend matchup that will matter. I have a feeling that Gustavus, I think Lily is going to have a huge weekend. I think Gustavus wins both their series and they move up to 3rd in the country after the weekend.
I think that's a pretty good bet. I think it's going to end up being some mix of River Falls, Augsburg, Gustavus, and Middlebury
all year long.
Yeah, they'll rotate.
So that is a high level preseason D3 preview. And as I mentioned last week, D3collegehockey.com or whatever now has a D3 pod. So if that's your niche, there's a lot of good information on that podcast. I listened to their preseason conference preview, and they really get deeper into all of these different conferences and who to watch out for. Obviously, we are focused on Minnesotans at the Women's Hockey Pod. So we won't have as deep of coverage on D3 over the course of the season, but we love to cover the MIAC. We love to cover these top teams and these top players. But that's all we have in this segment of the pod.
Speaking of top players,
we are lucky enough to pull Ilsa Lindaman, who started off hard this season. She's at St. Thomas Tommy and a friend of both Olivia's and mine off the ice. And we will go to that interview now. Welcome, Ilsa Lindaman, St. Thomas Tommy's number 19, to the Women's Hockey Pod. Thank you so much for taking the time to come in and talk with us today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We're thrilled. We were trying to get you last week, but it was a busy week. You guys hosted Providence.
Yes, quite busy, but it was a good one.
It was a good one. It was so fun. Lee Penny and Anderson arena opening. We'll talk more about that, but let's start at the beginning. Ilsa, you're from Duluth. You went to Duluth Marshall.
Correct.
You have many high school accolades, and we want to know a little bit about how'd you get into hockey, and like a little bit about your youth to high school kind of career. What some points that stick out for you?
Okay, how did I get into hockey? I grew up in Duluth, as you said. So my parents, nobody in the family played ever. So when I was growing up, I lived in a house next to one of my best friends, Izzy Fairchild, which I'm sure plays up at Bemidji State. But her family was really into hockey, and so she got me into hockey. And in Duluth, you just rink rat and at Congdon Park. And so I was there for hours and hours on end. I was like, okay, I got to stick, I got to play. And so my parents put me in, and I'd go with the Fairchilds every day, every morning to practice with them. And then eventually we just got really close and kept going with the boys, and then just the career took off.
Amazing. So you played boys youth growing up?
Played boys until I got to be squirts, I think, and then moved to girls.
Okay. What made you move over then?
Well, I mean, the girls program was growing back then, and we kind of wanted to make it bigger, and Izzy and I just decided it was the right time to go.
So did you just dominate then when you went to girls?
Yes.
Yeah, that's so fun. That is so fun. I love the connection to Izzy Fairchild. I love that. Your neighbor, your friend brought you into the game. Amazing. What was your first stick?
Oh, it was a white Sherwood. Wood. Perfect. Just an absolute ripper.
Oh, I love it. That thing would probably break in 1 second.
Oh, I'm sure.
With your shot. Oh my God. Okay, so you move over to girls. Would you play 12s and 15s with girls?
I think 12s and 15s, maybe just 15s.
Okay, yeah.
Short memory, but yes.
Yeah,
12,
right.
15s.
Because squirts and 10s I think are the same.
Ago.
Okay.
Yep.
And then how many years did you play for Duluth?
4 years. All 4 high school years for Duluth Marshall.
Amazing. Okay, so then was Duluth were they competitive? Were you and Izzy both on Duluth at the same time?
For Duluth, high school?
Yeah.
So Izzy moved to Hermantown.
Okay.
And then our rivals. That was a tough one. That's messed up. That's messed up. And then I went to Duluth Marshall because they were kind of on the ups, and then we had obviously Amanda Boulier, which was a great coach, and so I was like, all right, I want the development to keep going in the right direction, so I decided to go there, and we had an unbelievable 4 years. Oh,
that is so amazing. Okay, so absolute highlight of your high school career.
Honestly, I think even though we lost the 4-section tournament or the 4-section final games, had to be the most fun I've ever had. Just the atmosphere with the fans, it was unbelievable.
Okay, I love that. Where'd you guys play those games?
We had, I think, one was in Virginia, one was in Cloquet, another in, where was it? I think might have been back at our home place, but we just kind of been all around for the section finals. But yeah,
Okay.
there were so many fans
Electric,
there.
yeah.
Yes.
That's so much fun. That is so much fun. So healthy high school career, finished up as a Miss Hockey finalist. How quickly were you being recruited in high school once you're recruiting eligibility?
Pretty fast, I'd say. There was a lot of kind of like different options, but not always. It was kind of a stressful time for me, so I just wanted to be like, all right, find my spot, know where I want to be, and then get it done. But I was lucky to have the place I knew that I wanted to go, like, reach out really fast. So
Oh, sure. So, because I was going to say, I mean, St. Thomas must have been D3 when you're looking for schools.
they were D1, I believe.
Were
But
they
I think
probably
it was
just
the first year. It had
fresh?
to be
Okay,
first year.
okay. So that wouldn't have been like a school that you grew up thinking like I got to go to St. Thomas, or was it? Even if it was
No.
D3.
No, I had never even really. They hadn't been on the like map for me at least.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
did
no.
you have a school in mind that would have been choice one?
Yeah, UMD probably.
That
I
makes
mean,
sense.
That's home.
Yeah.
town, so yeah.
Okay. All right. So head over to St. Thomas. They're D1. It's their what? Are you a sophomore?
I'm a sophomore. Yeah.
So you're just like basically a freshman in their first year of NCAA tournament eligibility.
Yeah.
What a fun time.
No, unreal. Yes, it's been great.
Just shed some light. I mean, I could ask you 100 different questions about it, but just being a part of a program, new coach, new building, new eligibility for the NCAA D1 end of the year tournament. What's it like?
I mean, there's not a lot of words that can describe it, but I mean, just like the energy that everybody has. Like you said, the NCAA is going in the right direction. We can now participate. I think this team they know that we can get there, and I think that just makes everyone just compete and have that fire under us, that we want to get there.
Yeah, that's an incredible atmosphere. That building, coming back to that. So you got to be a part of a group that got to walk in for the first time, and it's set up for you. What does that feel like?
Oh my gosh, I'm just so proud of kind of what St. Thomas and what we've been able to achieve, and under this facility and this program and all of these new buildings, and it's unbelievable, and I can't wait to see what we can do with it,
Yeah.
these resources.
What kind of pressure did you feel on Friday? You guys played at 2:00, first ever game at this new facility. The crowd was packed. You brought in Providence from out of town, and in theory should have beat them. But what was the feeling like while you're standing there? Okay, the national anthem was sick, by the way. That like chills. It was so good.
was
But like,
sweet.
what are you feeling right there during the national anthem?
When you're on the line, I think obviously you do feel pressure, you feel a little nerves, but I was just so fired up and excited to get on the ice because this is our home building. This is our first game, and you have the privilege to play this amazing team. That's it's competition, right? I think every one of us that on the team could say that they just absolutely enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was exciting to be there. I saw Olivia in the hall while we were getting some hot dogs and stuff, but everybody who has anybody was there, right?
Oh yeah. Well, we had so many like St. Thomas alumni there, and that was really cool to see because of just like where the program is heading. And we all were like, I called my dad after, and I went to the women's and men's game, and I was like, the Tommy's like women's program is gonna win a national championship in the next 8 years, 100%, like or sooner, because of all the recruits and all the community support and everything that rink is gonna bring in. Like, it's just unbelievable. It was so cool. Like, I walked in, and it was just like chills. Like, you guys were like warming up for warm-ups, and I was like, how freaking cool is this? And all the alumni girls were like, this place sucks. They're like, Mendota Heights way better. This
Yeah,
place sucks.
I love driving off campus 20 minutes to go to practice.
But yeah, so it was really special. And honestly, like, yes, first night, I'm sure you guys were like a little bit after the game, like kind of a bummer, but you still fought back. And that, I think that proves a lot about your team. Like in the third, like you guys fought back, you guys scored quite a few goals in that game. And like even just that momentum, I'm sure led into game 2. And
Oh, yeah.
that was a totally different game.
Yeah.
So
To be able to I think for our team to be able to fight back and put us back in the game just shows the difference in like how we are as a team.
Yeah.
To have other multiple goal scorers to really put us back in that game.
I think that shows for sure that you guys are like at a higher caliber than you guys have been in the past, just because of the development. And I think you individually show that as well because of how hard you work. And I see you on the ice, obviously, like this summer, and then even now, like you're on the ice at like 5 a.m. shooting and skating and with all the goalies. So like that just proves that it's different, you know, like there's been a huge shift now since, you know, like the Division III era to the Division I era, and like that culture is what's going to bring in the right people for St. Thomas, and already has.
Yeah.
When I've mentioned you before, even in other interviews with guests, because you do approach your training style and your discipline unlike a lot of players. It's taken you really far. Tell me a little bit about your routines. From nutrition to just hard work and rink ratting. I mean, you're rink ratting 7 days a week all summer. What does that look like for you? Do you feel like you can't do any less than that, or is that just pure motivation, self-motivation? Tell us a little bit about what your routine looks like and how you get to this kind of mindset.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. So I do these things in the morning, right? I'm up, like you said, shooting. I rink rat whenever I can. I shoot pucks. I work out. But I think that's fun for me. I really enjoy doing that, and I don't think I could do it so much if I didn't enjoy it. And you have to have a passion for that, but I love to improve myself, and so that comes with nutrition, right? Just eating well, I just feel good. You know, you go sauna, cold plunge, you feel good after that. So those kind of things, like shooting pucks, you just kind of get that routine and you feel better. So that comes really easily for me, but I also think that I'm not talented enough to play. Like, I think your talent only takes you so far, right? And I think that I really need to be able to shoot pucks and to get my shot better, to be faster, because if I didn't train those things, I don't think I'd be where I'm at today. And so I know that if I want to be where farther in my development process, then I have to keep doing these things that I've been doing, because I want to get farther than I am right now. So I think that's just kind of something that I know in my training plan, and it's not the same for everybody, but it certainly should be like kind of a standard, especially if you're playing the WCJ or a high-level D1 college athlete.
Well, if it's not a standard currently, I think players like you are paving that path where it will have to be. It will absolutely have to be. And when you mention nutrition, some people just kind of loosely talk about nutrition, but like literally, I'll see you in the summer, and it's like in between a couple ice shifts, you've got your protein, you've got your compartmentalized lunch, with your protein, and your what you're getting, the macros of your meals, what your body needs. So it's just impressive. It's really impressive because, again, I think it will eventually be the standard. If you're not doing that, these girls are going to learn from players like you as they're coming up, and it'll be hard to make the scene if you don't do those things. So, and recovery you mentioned, I think that's really cool too. I've seen you over at Sauna Strong, but now Lee and Penny probably has a pretty nice little facility.
They got a good facility too there.
What does their recovery look like? What does the training room look like there?
I can just say, like, this morning I went to go Normatec and then kind of flush out the legs, a little bike, and then we were able to hot tub and cold tub, and then if any trainers need to see you for any reason, that you can just get taken care of. But yeah, you just can do that on yourself, and you don't have to do it. But I think if you want to just stay at the peak performance every single weekend, you kind of have to non-negotiable.
Yeah, totally. Well, and you head over to Sauna Strong.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite places.
I love it
I saw the whole team came over.
Yes.
That's amazing.
It was amazing.
That's where I take my 15 U's.
Yep.
Harrison's amazing. If you haven't been to Sauna Strong.
Is that in Edina?
It's like Minneapolis.
Oh.
Yeah, Minneapolis.
Yeah, I've never been there. Is it classes? Or is it like
I think he does do some
sauna?
classes, but there's a bunch of saunas and then there's a gym.
Oh, that's
It's like
cute.
a little box gym, but
I saw the picture.
it has everything
of
you
the
need in
team.
it.
Shout out Shauna Strong.
Seriously,
Yeah,
well, I'm going to hit up Harrison. Send him this clip. Okay, so nutrition and recovery are essentially non-negotiables. They're a huge component of the game on top of some other things. But, you're talking about shooting and this off-ice stuff. I love the off-ice stuff. So much you can do without paying a penny for ice time to improve your game. And when I saw you play on Friday, scored 2 goals from the slot on rippers. Like, you got one of the best rippers I know, and that's because you're out there working on it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely could not be doing that probably a year ago. So
Yeah.
a lot of work and effort you put in, and you see results once in a while. So
Yeah, congratulations. It's really fun to see that.
Thank you.
I didn't have that kind of work ethic. I didn't have like the time management skills or other skills. But it's incredible to see young players now like that. And then how it pays off on the ice. Watching you play is so much fun. With a team of players who, first period Friday dominated the entire game. It was a 2-2 period, but you guys held onto the puck. You won every race and every battle. You're moving the puck like a way better team than Providence. They had a really lucky afternoon with a player that had 4 goals. A miraculous afternoon, frankly.
unbelievable, yeah.
So pretty boring second period if you're a Tommies fan. But overall, I thought the Tommies definitely outplayed them. And then again, between the second and third, that's where you can either lose it or like pull it together and prove that you have what it takes to do that. Because when you come play Ohio and Wisconsin, you're going to need that same third period mindset for the entire 60 minutes. But you guys seem to have it. I'm noticing you're scoring. You're one of a few teams in the nation where almost every player has a point.
Yeah, I think that's kind of something that brings our team together, and you really show that you have a top team with top talent. And when you can spread those scoring around, it really shows that you can't just take one player away, right? You got to take the whole team away, and that's a lot harder to do. So, yeah, I think the big team contribution is everyone's a part of the team, and everyone's putting together something.
When you have 5 goals and 5 assists so far on the season for 10 points, which puts you like in the top 2 or 3, but you have about 3 or 4 players in double digits. And again, another stat looking nationally, just a handful of teams have 3 to 4 players in double digits and an entire roster with points. So you're seeing a lot of really good things coming out of the Tommies. And again, we've been projecting that on the WHOPO for a couple seasons now. We expect the Tommies to do really big things. So what do you see that that the Tommies need to do? This, just how about coming into this next weekend? I don't like to look further ahead than the next game.
Yeah.
But from a podcasting standpoint, just overall, let's look ahead at like this season, next game kind of a thing. But also, what do you think the Tommies need to do this season?
I think one aspect for us is kind of just finishing a game. I think we could do a good job and maybe a better job of just making sure that we can finish a game and finish it hard and close it out. But
don't let them score in the last minute.
Yeah. But I think that's...
Sorry, Bethany.
Too soon. Too soon. Too soon.
But that's something that's, can be fixed, right?
Yes.
So it's nice. It's not... But I think that's something that can easily be fixed. But we got a team that can do that, and so that's always encouraging. If you see the players that can, you put out there and they can make those final blocks and they can make those smart plays, and I think that we have that. And so just kind of figuring out what it takes to be able to close out the game, because we've been in a lot of close matches right up until the end.
OTs.
Yep. So many OTs.
Yep.
So I think that if we can just be gritty and be hard on our stakes and keep the compete up right into the last minute, then I think we'll be in a really good spot.
Yeah, those games tilt your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
How fun, yeah. Cool.
Who do you guys think is most exciting for you to play that you haven't played yet? Obviously, I think Mankato was a good matchup for you guys.
Yeah.
But going into the next few weeks, before winter break?
Well, personally, I'm always fired up to play UMD. That's probably
that's
my most favorite team to play.
Yep.
But I think for a team, I actually really think Ohio is going to be a good test for us. I'm really excited to see.
I agree.
Well, watching their game series against St. Cloud, it looks like, and UMD. So you guys, St. Thomas has the best power play in the country.
St. Thomas does?
Yep. And Duluth has some of the highest penalty minutes in the country.
Oh.
So that'll help your series. If Duluth can't figure out how to stay out of the box, and they're getting cheap stick penalties, your hookings and your slashings and stuff. You guys are scoring on the power play. So that should be a good matchup. When is that? I've got your schedule in front of me, but
I think it's before the break.
But yeah, I think you're right. I think OSU and UMD will be a great series, and I think watching what you guys do against UMD, that's going to be I think that's the ability for you guys to get from 13 into the top 10.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How fun.
Yeah, that's super exciting. I always dreamt of going to UMD, too, because, I was a Northern girl, so it's always, I want to go there. My dad played football there.
Yep.
And it was just huge. But it's so cool to hear, and I feel like whenever I'm around you, my first connection with you was oh, she's from Duluth.
Yeah.
She must be a hard worker, because she's
Iron
she's
Range.
like Iron Range, northern kind of girl.
Yeah.
Like she just grew up a little bit differently, and it's so cool to hear your story about how like your family didn't even like come from playing hockey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't even like that. It was like everything you did was for you because you loved hockey and you're very passionate about it. And like to see how far like that's gotten you
Yeah.
and how much you just love to be at the rink. And like I see it in your eyes, like when you're on the ice and stuff, like it just like that's so cool. And like what a blessing.
Well, it's
for
inspiring, and you do spend time with youth girls. Tell me a little bit about kind of what you're giving back to the game at this point, even while you're in the midst of your Division I career, and actually in the front half, you're on the upswing of your D1 career. So giving time back to the game. So I see you a lot with goalies, but you're coaching. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing.
Yeah, so I kind of started coaching in Duluth, and I did like the Icebreakers kind of association that I grew up with, and then coming here, I would just always wanted to find kind of an outlet to help, younger girls here as well. So I started Ice Cougars with Mira, and I was able to coach a lot of the youth teams, so that was really fun, just having your own team, kind of a special. So that was really cool. And then Uma Cornea, I believe that's how you say last name. Yep. But yeah, she got me interested in the special hockey. And so that was also really fun to be able to spend some time with those kids. And then the Little Wilds, I'm sure you've heard of that. Mm-hmm. So our team, I've got a bunch of us going to help at like the Richfield or the Tria locations just to kind of help out, because those are like the little girls that are going to be inspiring to play one day. So yeah, just staying involved in the community is really important.
Well, that's really neat that you do that. What do you believe, what unique perspective do you believe you bring for those girls as a coach? Obviously there's probably plenty of really good coaches on the bench, but what do you offer? What do you bring in that is differentiating you?
I think that's a good question. I think that I'm a little different because obviously where I grew up, I think a lot of these kids might have not as much access as others, and it doesn't really matter where you are in development. These kids just want to play hockey, and so I think I just try to make it as fun as they want it to be. And then also if they want to have if they have a drive and they want to get better, then I'm kind of able to offer them that kind of just going the right direction and training and helping them out every single day. So I think that's kind of a cool aspect that I bring to the
Yeah, I
table.
totally agree. I've got to spend some time on the ice with you this summer, coaching a couple teams together, and I think the girls are lucky to have you. So, and some other girls too. I don't want to leave Sarah out in case in case Sarah here sees this. I want her to know I also think the same about her.
There you go. Good save.
But like offering that guidance to other players, who do you think like guided you in that way? That kind of like sparked your fire.
I think I had to, since, again, like you said, my family wasn't involved in hockey. They didn't know anything. So being around the UMD team back then, I was kind of around the alumni now, but just being able to be around them and kind of see what a D1 hockey player looks like and what it looks like to excel in that sport, it was really cool. So I had Demi Crossman, Regan Haley, Coach Brick, who's now coaching for UMD, and then Amanda Boulay. But all those role models kind of helped me out growing up, and so that was really special to me.
Yeah. That's so cool. Mm-hmm. And now to think that like you get to
like you're having a similar impact on other people is so fun.
It's awesome.
That's circle.
Well, and I see some of those girls at your game. Like that was my favorite part. I walking around on Friday, seeing some of these Ice Cougars.
Yep.
Like so naturally they're cheering for you, like, this is my coach. I just thought that was so fun. And then Ruby is like, do you have any money? She's like, I'm hungry.
Why wouldn't you?
She's like, can you give me a hot dog?
Do you have any money?
I was like, Ruby.
Your coach.
I know, we're not even friends.
Yeah, that's good.
Well, again, it's inspiring, and it's amazing what you're bringing back to the game and what you're providing the game as a featured player. And I would have no doubt that you're going to be on a draft prospect list within the next 2 years too, and that's going to be really fun.
100%.
I appreciate that.
Would you have ever thought when you were playing in high school or even looking at Division I schools that you would be able to play afterwards?
No, there's not a shot, but I'm blessed to have the opportunity now.
I know. I'm really excited for you because, again, like I said, you're one of these people who are kind of on the early bandwagon of just doing the right thing. And I think there's plenty of girls doing this in college, but that's what got them there. Mm-hmm. But the ones doing it now in college, they're the ones that have a pathway to the next level too. And that's why it's like, I'm going to talk to you as if you are being drafted no matter what for the next 2 years. Because you do have the right habits, you do have the right attitude and passion and skill. So it's very exciting.
I appreciate that.
Which team would you go to? Which team would you want to be drafted by?
Oh boy.
Dun, dun, dun,
I
dun.
think I'd want to kind of get out and see. Well, I was born in Boston, so I think I'd want to go back to Boston.
Oh, really?
on
Okay,
the
but
home
wait, but then
roots.
that's like back to the commute to the rink thing.
What do you mean?
Boston, don't they play like 45 minutes out of town?
Do they really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I think they're bringing some games into the city. And then there's
Yeah.
obviously like the neutral site games. But actually, I feel like the
Give it 2
Boston
years.
crowds are low because it's not easy to get to their games.
I
Inaccessible.
could see that.
But that's like a few of the places. Like New York, they're actually in Jersey.
Yeah. Okay, wait. What
So-
if they expand by 4 teams? Where would you want to see a team? Where would you want to see a
Yeah,
team
that's a
that
better
you'd want to go to?
Oh boy.
Now it's the open. Now it's open.
Now it's
Florida.
Yeah, pick Florida.
Get
Arizona.
some
Yeah,
heat.
Vegas.
Florida.
Vegas.
Vegas. That's dangerous.
I don't even think that's on the short list.
No, it's not. I don't think the markets I would want them to be in are maybe the most.
They're not like the
They
big
don't make the
the
most
wo-
sense.
the
Not for
WHO
you, Tanner.
demographic. It's the WHO demographic with an E.
Miami.
Oh yeah, Miami. Okay, wait. I'm dying to know though.
I think somewhere in Canada. Like, I know we already have so many teams in Canada, but I'd want to go Canada. Montreal would be. I know they already have a market, or they already have a team, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be-
Montreal
would be
so
cool.
sweet.
And you have to like learn a
BC.
new language.
Yeah, get some French in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're
I mean,
so
who doesn't want to know a little
cultured.
French? Come on.
Easy.
Oh no. Oh yeah, that would be cool. I honestly think like Denver.
Yeah, Denver would be good.
That'd be a good market.
That'd be good. I guess.
Lame.
I
I feel lame.
Whatever.
It's like a
mountain.
big
Where would
box
you pick?
town.
Let's go ski.
Where would I pick? I see, like where I'd want to pick one, where I'd want to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be like a Florida team for sure.
Yeah.
It would definitely be. Yeah,
We went to a
it'd be a WHO.
we went to a Florida Panthers game when I was in high school, and my dad was like, there would literally be nothing better than playing in the NHL here. You just leave the rink with shorts on,
Yeah.
every day,
Flip-flops.
flip-flops
That is-
on.
that
Like
is
you're
great
just like
life.
chilling. Like nothing better than that.
You go into the pool after the game.
Yeah, it'd be like summer hockey every day. Summer hockey's the best.
In the spring, I'll do women's tournaments down there. And I can't wait for Ilsa to like graduate. Or like when you finally retire, 'cause I'm gonna recruit Ilsa to
In
play on my women's
25
teams.
years.
Yeah, we're just gonna be
tear it up.
slaying championships
Yep.
for the rest of my life. You can be on the team too, but so far you've
Oh,
been a little
thanks.
busy.
Thanks.
I guess.
I
you'd be
guess
on
you
the team.
can be on the team.
You
Hey,
can be on the
I
team
want to be on
too.
the team, but I don't want to play goalie. I love
Ooh.
goalie.
Well, you better start
I
love
shooting
shot,
off
Your
but-
ice.
shot's getting better.
I was gonna say you better start shooting off ice.
we got work to do.
Well, we need
I've
to
got a
teach
shooting
Jossie to
facility in
bend
my
her
garage.
knees.
That was the end of a
that's tough.
shift. That was the end of a
I
shift.
saw that clip too. I saw it.
Is that how I skate? Mira made fun of me for not bending my knees this summer.
Did she actually? She called you out
See,
on
it's
it?
perfect.
We were doing some drill where she wants the coach to do like to gap up.
Oh yeah.
And I must have done 344 of them in a row. And these girls are like decent. They're 2027s. Like they're
Yeah.
like bigger than me. And I'm gapping up on them. And after like 60 of them, she was like, bend your knees. And I was like, Mira, I need water. There's got to be like labor laws against this.
Too many.
Bend your knees. That's awesome.
So I do need to work on bending my knees. I don't think I'd make it at the Tommies.
If Mira tells you to do it, you probably
It's
should
for
do it.
sure.
Yeah,
She told you to start shooting pucks.
I know. She was right.
We're creeping up on when you need to get going for film. So we should wrap up, but I really, really do appreciate you. I appreciate what you bring to the game. Thank you so much for coming and talking to us, and we're going to follow you guys all season. We cannot wait to report big wins and climbing the rankings.
Oh, I appreciate it. Nothing like doing more than hang out with the two friends.
I know. We'll come back anytime, really.
I will.
Welcome back to Nobody Wants to Talk About Women's Hockey, although how can you not after meeting people like Ilsa Lindaman? What a really good interview with Ilsa. I'm just a huge fan.
Yeah, that was awesome. She is the GOAT.
She's the
Sure.
GOAT. I didn't know she wore number 19. Which
Yeah, she switched it.
she said she didn't wear it until this season, and that makes me so happy because that's the number I wore.
Wait, really?
Mm-hmm.
took it from Rachel Golden
Point it out.
graduated.
Point it out.
Okay, I literally like the minute she got in here, I went and grabbed my jersey and showed her like a proud, like a proud.
And Ilsa was
fucking
like,
whatever, like
19.
she was pretty pumped about it. Like, but I was like, look, I also have that number.
Look, you're a fan of me. Is that why you picked it?
We're freaking soulmates. Anyway, so we got to briefly touch a little bit on St. Thomas's last weekend, and in our NCAA segment, we'll mostly focus D1 today, but we can go through more results in WCHA results and non-conference results outside of that Providence St. Thomas series. St. Thomas did come and win the second game of that series.
Yeah, and obviously we hyped up a lot of the rink last week, so it was super cool to be there for those games this weekend and see it, like everybody playing in action, boys and girls.
Yeah.
And honestly, that first game, it was a little bit disappointing. I think St. Thomas did play pretty well, and like they did score quite a few goals, which, you know, and they obviously battled back, which shows huge improvement like for their team. But then the second night they crushed them, which
right. I think it was
expected.
If we could keep Kirchmeier quiet, then St. Thomas was going to win that, and I think that's how the whole weekend would have gone, except for she had that miraculous second period, and I think she scored 3 goals in like 11 minutes or something like that in the second period of that first game, and that was the difference in that game.
Mm-hmm. And a few of those, when St. Thomas pulled Strom and put Julia in, the first goal that Providence scored, like right when they put Julia in, I was like, holy.
Same goal as the one scored on Strom, too. I mean, I think 4 of their goals look the same. They're just low on the ice, left side. It
was crazy.
Wait, speaking of Strom, though, I haven't seen her all season. Those pads, I'm into them.
I love those
Tell
pads.
me about them.
Yes. Okay, so this summer, she was designing those, and she was just like, I don't know what to do, kind of. We were going like back and forth from like doing Iceberg, like Vaughn's old Iceberg graphic, or the Checkers, and she settled on those, and they are sweet.
Are those inspired by somebody? I haven't seen checkered pads.
I don't think so. I think she just got help from some of the people at Vaughn about what to do. She just wanted to do something different.
Yeah, they just are cool.
Definitely different. They're so cool.
Yeah, they're very cool. We'll throw a graphic if we can pull one into our post on socials. But okay, so we can save the rest of that for Talk Goalie to Me, because this is the NCAA hockey. This is no one wants to talk about women's hockey.
Get out of here.
Yeah, stop talking about Strom's goalie pads, for God's sake.
But I'm excited for St. Thomas. They play Ohio State this weekend.
Okay, huge weekend.
At home.
Huge
so
weekend.
That's a huge weekend.
That's a series I would love to be at.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's tough is obviously in that rink, a lot of their weekends will be, since they're sharing with basketball, a lot of their weekends will be doubleheaders. Yeah. Which is awesome. Like for a Saturday, you know, people can hit up the women's and the men's games. But on a Friday, like you play at 2.
It's tough.
I think that's tough.
A Friday brunch game is tough.
Yeah, like people.
But there's a lot of teams doing it. I noticed, like, there were 5 games going on at 2 on Friday.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I wondered, like, if that is because of scheduling, like, logistically at these arenas and stuff, or if there's some other reason NCAA is trying to get these girls' games in. If, you know, like, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only ever seen it with doubleheaders, but if there's no doubleheader and they're having an early game on a Friday, I think that's weird.
Yeah.
Doubleheaders can be great. I think they can bring a lot of people in, but
there's certainly a lot of people at Lapa on Friday.
That's the name. I think it should be called the Penny.
I think the Penny. I mean, I heard on Monday Morning Commute they were going to just stick with Anderson, like we had talked about.
Did you make up Lapa?
Yes. No, but it's the acronym for Lee and Penny. And like normally in an acronym you don't put the and, but like we already shut down LPAA last week. And our boss tweeted LAPIA last week, which I was mortified by.
What?
Could not stand it.
I like the Penny. And
Why does he do things like that?
Why does he do shit like that? So then I tweeted back at him like, check the acronym, brah. It's LAPA, not Lapia.
Tilapia.
Anywho, yeah, we got to come up with something. But yeah, the penny I like. I think we should try to make that happen.
No, we need to make fetch happen.
We got to make penny happen. I like penny. Like, I think we should try to stick with that. If I deviate from that, just remind me. Bring me back.
Yeah. Shut up.
We're going with the penny.
We're going to bleep it.
Mm-hmm. We're going with the penny.
But
okay,
yeah, they play Ohio this weekend. And then, honestly, I think super notable that happened this weekend, which is kind of crazy to me, was Wisconsin beating Mankato 12-0 on the weekend.
Right, for the total for the weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had a bigger second game than first game, and they had the only Saturday-Sunday series of the weekend.
As always.
So Wisconsin was minus Layla Edwards, minus Kirsten Sims, and pulled out now Claire Enright won WCHA
Forward of the
Week for her production over the weekend. So fun to see Wisconsin bringing new players into the forefront and pulling some scoring from these younger guns, because they've got these players out right now, and that's what their season will look like over the course of the next couple of months. So that was particularly inspiring to see Wisconsin dig deeper into their roster this past weekend for, projecting kind of what the rest of the season will look like, because I was wondering, I don't think Minnesota, for example, will look as deep when they're missing their lineup.
Yeah, that's very true.
But you're right. Minnesota State did not kind of like, it wasn't, I would have expected to see some scoring from them.
A little bit. Something. Like a little bit of producing.
And they were generating some opportunities, but.
Because when they played St. Thomas, had a decent weekend.
Right. They were having, 3-4 goal games every game.
And like decent goalie games. Remember we were talking a lot about their goalie, and
is that Haley Hansen at MSU? Right, she's one of the top goalies in the WCHA, or probably 4 considering who she's going up against. But
I thought that was a little bit.
I'm sure
crazy.
mentally, going up against Wisconsin's really, really hard.
And you're playing at LeBon,
and it's their opening. Was it their series? No, they opened against Duluth, didn't they?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But so right, coming into LeBon is going to be hard at any time. So, but it sounds like. It looks like maybe Mankato's kind of got to get refired up.
Yeah, definitely.
Before their next series.
Yeah.
And let's see, they're playing Bemidji. Okay, so that's going to be a good weekend for them if they
recharge.
I was going to say if they can play their get some G's. Bemidji had a lower no scoring weekend as well.
Mm-hmm.
This past weekend, so they're both going to be looking for some ego boosts this weekend. But my guess is Minnesota State's going to win both games in that series. Although there should be some good rivalry there when you think of how heavily stacked each team is with Minnesota players, and even kind of Iron Range Northern Minnesota players, and there's going to be several on both teams.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully you'll see some good kind of like Minnesota rivalry business going on in that game.
Mm-hmm. And then Minnesota actually goes to Wisconsin this weekend. So they play at LeBon, which will be...
Okay, so I think Wisconsin's going to win that. I was pretty excited to see, but then again, after the last 2 weekends with Wisconsin, I feel like they are proving to have a little bit more of an edge. Also, Layla and Kirsten practiced this week.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, so Coach Johnson is
huge.
saying that's encouraging. I think they're going to want to be in that series for sure.
Oh, yeah. And then Minnesota kind of has a hot goalie right now.
Super hot goalie, goaltender of the week.
Yeah, Hannah Clark.
Did she have 2 shutouts this weekend?
She had 1 shutout.
Wait, who did Minnesota play? I gotta get back to...
Minnesota played Duluth. Okay. And she had 1 shutout on Friday, 4-0 game. And then Saturday, 3-2 game. But Duluth, the Friday night game really surprised me. When I saw that box score, I was like, what?
Were you expecting it to be closer?
I was expecting
a 4-3 or...
Yeah. I was expecting a 4-2 or something. But Eve got injured 1 period in.
And she went down the tunnel and didn't come back till Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but honestly, like, I think it was still like a pretty competitive game. But then the Bulldogs had to put in a rookie who honestly, like, she did a good job.
So they put in Sofia Villanova?
Yeah. Texas goalie.
Yeah.
And she did a good job, especially for being a rookie, but I mean,
so she lets in one Jamie Nelson power play goal in her time there, and that's with just a couple minutes left in the game. So
yeah.
So actually, you're right that she does obviously. Oh no, sorry, 2 goals. She lets in an Ava Lindsay goal as well. But yeah, that's just tough if you're Duluth. But they're struggling right now. It's hard to say like with what. I mean, penalties. They've got some of the highest penalty minutes in the country.
Yeah. Which is crazy to me.
They're not getting a ton of offense. They've got 1 player in double digits in offense right now. They've got a lot of players with points though, so that's a good look. But yeah, they got to be a little cleaner. They got to play a little cleaner game. They moved down in the rankings this week.
Mm-hmm.
So they've got some more to prove, and yeah, to get routed like that and have an injured goalie, that makes sense. So then you go to Saturday, and you said they get some goals on Saturday, 3-2 final. That's probably a closer bet. And Abby Murphy starts scoring a little bit on Saturday.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh, like highlight reel goals too.
Oh,
her goals were really pretty on Saturday.
What about our rankings? You want to?
Well, okay, so yeah, let's go into rankings, but there's still more like kind of what happened last week and what's going to happen this weekend. And I think if we get into the rankings, we'll kind of get there.
True.
I have
St. Cloud.
Okay, so St. Cloud, actually, listen, they played Ohio last weekend, and they scored first. They held a lead on Ohio, a 2-0 lead for most of their second game of that series. They kind of lost it in the third period. Ohio's been proving that they're a very third period team.
Yeah, I feel like that's just super historically accurate for both teams.
Yeah, so I was actually really impressed with St. Cloud. I thought they were going to win that game. It was tough to see them kind of lose. I'm sure that was really frustrating to like blow.
Yeah, they've been in so many like nail biters this year.
Well, and Ohio's another team, so I think St. Cloud was scoring power play goals. Ohio's another team that keeps getting a lot of penalties. So a few of these Minnesota and Duluth and Ohio, they're hurting on their PK, and teams like St. Thomas are capitalizing on that. And St. Cloud, they're scoring. Like St. Cloud's getting a lot of their offense on power plays. St. Thomas is leveraging their power plays to benefit their overall scoring, but St. Cloud's like kind of counting on power plays right now.
Yeah,
and so it's good that they're able to get them, but but again, St. Cloud is not. It just they really had to work hard, and then they had to hang on, and then it was like the third period was just like sitting on the edge of your seat because they weren't going to be able to pull out the win. But again, Ohio being a really heavy third period team, I think St. Cloud wins that in several other against several other teams if they're going in with that lead and playing that game they're playing on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean Ohio coming out with 2 wins doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't, but it's like if you see how the meet was packed, like they had a grind. So they're ranked number 2 in the country, and they had to grind hard.
Yeah. The one thing about St. Cloud that like they have very close, like they keep it very close. Usually, like you look at the box scores, like even if like you go look and you're like, oh, it was 4-0 or whatever, like Friday 5-1 and 4-2. Like those don't look super close.
Yeah.
But you look at the box score and you're like, wow, they held that to a close game for like some time, and how exhausting like doing that is. And they do that every single weekend. Like I'm sure they come out of the weekend and sometimes like most of the time, I mean, they haven't been rewarded for it. Like recently, like with St. Thomas, like they just got, beat by St. Thomas, and then they just get beat by Ohio, and it's just like that's
just
tough.
Pummeling.
It's tough. Like I'm sure you come on a weekend
so
like that.
They
and
have
you're
to
just
go
tired.
into this weekend and play Duluth.
Yeah, and I think Those will be better matchups than we think.
That'll be an incredibly physical game.
Oh, yeah.
I
feel like low scoring and incredibly physical.
Yes. Yeah. Or like we're seeing, there'll be one game that's like a blowout and then a really close game.
Yeah. The trend.
But obviously, I think we're projecting a Duluth win unless we can see St. Cloud capitalize on power play opportunities, which they have been doing. So
true.
So yeah, that'll be a really fun series too.
And that's in St. Cloud.
I paid my St. Cloud ticket.
Good. Finally. Oh,
yeah. They sent mail to my house. A photo of my car.
What? Like they had receipts.
They had receipts. It was like, yeah, like what kind of budget do you have for this?
That's messed up.
Shit.
Why do people keep so many receipts? Who would do that?
Who would do that?
Except me. All the screenshots on my phone.
I was gonna say, there's like these day and age, nobody believes you unless you can prove it. Okay, so I want to get back to, I want to find my team power play percentage because.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so St. Thomas is number 1 in the country. Where are we at? Okay, so Ohio is high on their power play. Where's SCSU? They're at 25 in the country. So actually, they only have 4 power play goals. They must have gotten a couple this weekend because that's what I was seeing. But teams that are capitalizing are St. Thomas, RIT, Wisconsin, and Clarkson, and they all have double-digit power play goals this season. And they're just about in like the 0.3 or more range for power play percentage. So impressive. But then let's look at, I think I can look at penalty minutes, and that will show me, let's see, individual penalty minutes. Well, Minnesota's high and Duluth is high, put it that way. And then penalty killing is another interesting stat I was looking at this point in the season. Wisconsin, Cornell, and Brown are perfect scores. They have not had any power play goals scored against them. So if you're a WCHA team hoping to capitalize on, power plays against Wisconsin, it's not happening.
That's a crazy stat.
It's a crazy stat. But then Minnesota. So they're up there. They've got 10 opportunities to prove their penalty kill because Abby keeps getting so many penalties every game. I think she's got the highest penalty per game in the country.
Hey, if you expect it, you expect it.
Yeah, so they're always going to look high kind of on the so they only have 3 power play goals against. But that's an area that they have to be strong.
Yeah. Because
they do find themselves shorthanded so often. And then the last one, okay, so poor little St. Cloud, that's what got me started. St. Cloud's penalty kill is basically bottom 3 in the country.
That's crazy to me though, because their goalies are unbelievable.
So in this case, I think 9 goals on 10.
Oh my gosh.
Kills. So
that's like shocking.
So
Halloween. It's Halloween week.
Stay the F out of the box.
Yeah. Oh my.
Stay out of the box because that's pummeling you. You've got 10 goals against.
It's such a great stat. Like if you look at that from an outside perspective, like before you go in on a weekend, and you're like, I just need to draw penalties.
Draw penalties
because we're gonna score.
Exactly.
Like it's almost 100% that we're gonna score a goal if we draw penalties.
And so but the good news for Mira is that that's easy to diagnose, right? It's not your 5-on-5 necessarily. It's not your, other areas of your game because her players looked really skilled. I mean, they're fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. And they really do. Like, they're a big, strong team, and they box out, and they block shots.
Yep,
and
lots of shot blocks.
They're super fun to watch.
Right. They just need a little bit more. And the scoring offense, like Mira mentioned, but at this point now, it's like, okay, how about stop taking some penalties or, like, do the best you can.
Yeah. Like, what can we do? Like, maybe even, to not draw penalties. Like, not. You have to focus on it, like, from both sides, like, double, like, no penalties, and also let's improve our kill.
Yeah. And so as long as we're looking at some basic NCAA stats, so just looking at goals per game, a Yale forward is leading the country with 1.75 goals per game on average, but Abby Murphy is second, and Joy Dunn is third. And then
Joy is gonna have an unbelievable career.
Yeah, she's so fun to watch.
There's no doubt in my mind. She's so fun to watch. She's
so
strong.
A junior at Ohio State.
Yes, and they come from obviously like just a hockey family.
Yeah.
And
So she's a USA prospect right now on the Olympic prospect roster.
And Jinsey played, her older sister played for Ohio State. She played in the Olympics, and she plays in the PW right now. And then her oldest sister, Jessica, played for Ohio State. And then her another older sister, Josie, played for Minnesota and then plays for Lindenwood right now. And then her oldest brother plays in the NHL.
How many Duns are there?
There's 6 of them.
Whoa. But they're all playing like.
Except one of them. But
they're like, she's a dancer.
The youngest brother, he played hockey. But he just didn't want to go play juniors. But he all the rest of them played Division I college hockey or play professional hockey.
Wow.
That's insane.
That's good genes.
And that's good genes. That's great genes. And they're from St. Louis, Missouri.
I know, but you find like Cleveland, St. Louis, like these random towns like produce some of these groups that are just crazy.
But it makes sense because like she grew up, and all the Duns, like they grew up around the Websters.
Mm-hmm.
And like they live super close to each other. And then like they grew up playing, in like for Mission in Chicago and stuff. So like with Murph and Ella Huber, and it's so crazy how there's just like little pockets of like really good women's hockey that you would never expect, and then just like all those names are amazing like female hockey players and like are like legends, like, and they will be, like especially like Joy and like Murph and like those girls like will have a long career in the PW, and like that's crazy. And like Mac Webster, like dual sport athlete in college, plays field hockey and ice hockey.
Like she's like, and real hockey.
What we're like, and real hockey. Who said that? But like that's a crazy athlete, and then gets drafted to the PW and decides that she wants to go play field hockey. But the PW is like, yeah, well, whenever you want to come back,
they're like, we're cool with that. What else?
Like, we're cool, just whenever you want. You're good enough for them to say,
that
okay.
is crazy.
Like, what a crazy athlete.
I know, but like, who in the world would be like, you know what? Field hockey sounds a little better. We need to call her and find out what she's thinking.
Well, obviously, it's absolutely insane to me that, like she went to Wisconsin, didn't play field hockey, and then was just like, I miss field hockey, like want to play field hockey, and then went to Ohio State, maybe one of the strictest programs, in women's college hockey. And Muzzy was like, okay, like we can make it work and you can play both. And then she excelled at both.
Yeah.
While taking classes. And like that's so cool to me.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a different level of crazy to me.
Oh yeah. Like she would go from field hockey practice to ice hockey practice. Like in the same day and then class. Like what? Like she wouldn't even like miss anything or like miss a beat. And talking to her about it, she's just like the most joyful person too.
Yeah,
and just
like
so
her
like
schedule.
I'm so blessed, like whatever. And I'm like, girl, like you are awesome. Like what a hard worker. Like how cool is it to like hear that, and she's been through a lot of injury too. So like, and just still kicking, still super happy, just wants to do it as long as she can. But like both things, and just it's so cool. What a cool story.
Lucky, yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Ohio State, they also had 2 WCHA athlete awards this week, obviously with Emma Peschel, Edina native defender of the week, and Hilda Svensson, rookie of the week.
Yes.
Emma Peschel is having a great year.
It feels like she always does have a good year.
I know.
She's a strong player. Mm-hmm. I mean, she's got a nice long career ahead of her as well.
For sure.
Let's see. And we're just still looking at Ohio State, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ohio State right now, Hilda Svensson's leading their team in points with 13. Joy Dunn's got 11. Emma Peschel has 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 points right now.
As a defenseman. I know, she always has some clutch goals too. Like, okay, so Ohio State playing St. Thomas. That'll be really exciting. Yeah, especially with St. Thomas ranked right now.
Yeah.
I think it'll be super fun to see them in their own rink at home, maybe a little bit more comfortable with the rink this weekend because it's second weekend, and playing a big opponent, top 3 opponent.
So the game we saw against Providence, it looked like St. Thomas dominated that game, but that was a really slow game compared to, I think, what we'll see this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be a faster game. So I am anxious to see how, like St. Thomas looked very poised and able to control the puck and control the play a lot of Friday. Well, actually a lot of both Friday and Saturday against Providence, which made sense, but I'm anxious to see if they can maintain that in a game against OSU or Minnesota, UMD, or Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's probably not, but like if they can continue to play with that confidence and poise against these bigger teams, that's where you'll see like their OT wins or their 1-goal wins this season, maybe even next season, but we'll get them into that next level up because they have the capability. They've got a lot of really strong, skilled players, goal scorers, like girls that literally know they are goal scorers. But they'll just need to be able to continue to notch it up, rank.
Yeah.
And then they're going to be really, really hard to compete against. But I think we mentioned this last week too, like which St. Thomas team shows up. Does the goal scoring team show up this weekend? Because then they're going to be a 6-goal scoring team. One thing I loved particularly this weekend for St. Thomas was Whitney Horton. She's another Edina player. A big weekend for Edina players all around the country, but she had a huge weekend. She scored in both games, her first collegiate goal, her second collegiate goal, and she had an assist. So that was really fun to see out of her. But we're seeing scoring out of St. Thomas's roster up and down any line. They're moving their lines around a lot. They don't have kind of a set group at the top or anything like that.
I like that.
And it gives everybody an opportunity to compete, but also prove what they can do. But you're seeing it working because they're getting scoring from all of these players.
And I think when you move people around more often, it causes people to really push themselves because they know, hey, if I don't produce or if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, then I'm not going to stay in the spot that I'm at.
Replaceable or my job's not that safe per se. Absolutely.
No job security.
Yeah, exactly. So I like what I'm seeing. Okay, here's a trend I'm noticing though. A lot of reviews, play reviews, coaches initiating, challenging. I'm seeing one or more a game, and there have been at least one game or more where they've been highly influential in the game and have either called off a goal or created a penalty or an odd man situation that led to an influential goal. So that's something I'm noticing that's like, I don't know if all these coaches are like, well, Mike Johnson does it. Like, I want to do it. Or if they're just getting more,
I think it's has a lot to do with having more staff.
Like you can actually review video
because
now too.
There's somebody,
Kinda
and obviously there's
everything.
always been somebody up there like reviewing and watching. But I think with having more staff, it's like they have less job description in their job description. So they have, it's more important to be able to watch film and not like maybe keep time on ice and do all these different things at once. So they probably have better eyes in the sky, I would assume.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it able.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm just seeing a lot of challenger calls, coach calls that are like, oh, okay, yeah, like they notice this play and it ends up standing. Like the refs might change their ruling on the ice because of their challenge. So, and also seeing a lot of challenges that are overruled. So Providence lost their timeout on Friday. They pulled it. They challenged a play in the first period.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing a lot of coach challenges.
Yeah. And it's nice in that rink you can actually see the video.
I mean, like how fun to have. All right,
like the
but
challenge
also
is probably more accurate.
I watch a fair amount of college hockey games on site, but I watch a number of them online as well. And like the goal replay situation, like they need to get somebody that's like a junior or senior because they've got like a freshman doing it or something.
A rookie.
Like, yeah, like they're gonna do the replay and Big Ten Plus is gonna do one replay and then they'll like quickly clip it and it's like the end of the goal, like the puck's popping back out of the net, and then the players are like skating out of frame for their celly, and it's like a split-second clip, and then it's like their graphic, and you're like, that was not.
Yeah, you're like, I don't want to see the graphic.
That wasn't the replay.
Or if like a penalty, I'm like, I want to see it more times than one.
Show me a few angles.
Maybe slow it down. But maybe that's insensitive. I don't know.
No, you know what? I think this is
canceled.
common because I'm hearing this in women's hockey media, how frustrating it is. Like, the inconsistency in camera angles at every rink around the country. It's like they're using the live barn cameras for a lot of these rinks to stream their college hockey game. So it's inconsistent as a viewer what you're gonna get when you're watching. But then you go to like the WCHA game, and like the U does a great job of broadcasting that, but like nobody could get a replay of the Murphy KK Harvey hit because it was like nobody's like in charge of the technological side of it or something.
Yeah.
Or like, could we get a clip of that and then like replay? It was like not available.
And I'm sure also they didn't want to give it to you because they don't want.
Well, yeah, it was just not. Well, I guess
But
there's
I don't know.
room for improvement on the broadcasting or like streaming or like. Okay, last but not least, I have yet to hear an announcer announce like more than 2 correct names.
I'm gonna get in on that.
Announcers are not.
I'm gonna be
saying
an
them right.
announcer.
Yeah,
Dude,
so
I don't think I have
I'll
an announcer
text you
voice.
when you're like saying the names wrong. But some of these announcers are announcing these games, and these are U.S. Olympic roster prospects, and they don't know how to say their freaking names, and that drives me bonkers.
I know, it is crazy.
And maybe it's happening on the boys' side, and I'm not paying attention, but like these sheets have pronunciations, or like spend 4 minutes at the locker room beforehand getting pronunciations because these are like top American women, and you're saying their name, you're butchering their names.
Sometimes they don't even try to say the Europeans.
I
so
wouldn't.
funny.
Although, but then like when this Wisconsin Sapabalova.
Oh yeah.
Sarah,
I'm
okay,
not
whatever
saying
her name is, we're gonna get to a bottom of it because he loves saying that name, and he'll say that 100 times like perfectly all game long. Sapova Lvova.
That can't
Adela
be right.
Sapova-Lvova, and she's got 12 points.
Doesn't
I don't
it,
know
like-
why, but I love when Olivia said that can't be right.
No, Sapova-Lvova.
That's not right.
That
can't
is
be
it.
right.
Sapova-Lvova. So the guy,
Play
the
it.
announcer,
Wait, play
loves
it.
saying that one.
Can you like play it?
No, I don't have it. This is CHN. This isn't giving me pronunciation.
Ugh.
I bet you
the
on the
heck?
Wisconsin website it might, but it's Sapova-Lvova.
Sapova.
He just says it over and over like 1,000 times because he's so proud of himself for being able to say it. I can just tell. I just know it. Okay. Well, I'm getting into the weeds because I love it, but currently Abby Murphy sits at number 1 in the country for penalty minutes, penalties per game,
Surprise.
etc. There's also an Ohio State player and a St. Cloud State player up in the top 4. So again, we're seeing trends in the WCHA in odd man or man advantage situations. So obviously that's part of the game of hockey, but something to be considerate about if you're some of these teams that want to eke up. There's 6 WCHA teams in the top 13 in the country, and if you want to find your way up the ranks there, you got to play smart. You've got to be scoring and not defending odd man. Okay, so let's get to the poll. I think we were gonna look at that,
The poll.
and that might get us the rest of the information our fans need to hear about before we conclude. No one wants to talk about or hear about women's hockey or whatever. Obviously, they want to hear about it.
Obviously, they want to hear our
All right,
banter.
no changes at number 1.
Surprise.
No changes at number 2. How to give him?
Wisco 1.
Okay.
First place votes 20.
Surprise.
Ohio 2. Minnesota 3. Cornell 4.
Okay, Cornell, what's their record? 2-0.
4-0. They moved up 1. Duluth moved down 1.
So that was like the major movement.
That was like the major movement because St. Thomas is still sitting at 13.
St. Thomas is still sitting at 13, but St. Cloud moved back up.
Yeah, and St. Cloud is at 10.
They went from 10 to 11, and now they're back in 10.
Yeah, after a weekend.
In spite of a 1-1 weekend. But again,
yeah.
That's what I was kind of reporting, they were so close, and Ohio just kind of came through.
Yeah, and they are a good team. I'm not trying to sit here and say they're not.
No, they really are, and you can see, you can tell they're working on they're working on their skills. They're doing a lot of really good things.
But Penn State's still undefeated, 10-0.
3 undefeated teams in the country: 10-0 Penn State,
Wisco 10-0,
and
Cornell 4-0. I don't know if that really counts.
That doesn't really count. That doesn't really count. What's Princeton's schedule? Because they could potentially be undefeated as well.
They probably are because they played 4 games.
Okay. Well, besides Princeton, which it looks like they lost to UConn, so they're not undefeated. There's just a handful of undefeated teams in the country right now. I think watch out for Penn State. They had a big weekend. I want to specifically shout out Caitlin Roberts because I left her off of my Summit scores slide, which is not my style.
Is it? It's not?
It's more my style to say it's not my style. Definitely my style to make the mistake. But PSU had a huge weekend, tons of goals. They continue to produce a ton of points, and they did this weekend. I think I had a couple others. Stella Retram scored a couple times this weekend. Let's see. Let's look at these scores. That'll get us through more of the poll and then kind of wrap it up. But Summit scores this weekend. St. Thomas had a bazillion. Ilsa scored twice on Friday. Whitney Horton scored on Friday. Tegan Kuhlenkamp, Ella Berger, and Riley Bartz all scored on Friday for St. Thomas in their 7-6 loss or 6-7 win. Loss. Anyway, Dartmouth had a couple of scores. Shay Mesner and Sydney Pucha. Rarely am I writing Minnesota names at Dartmouth. Lindsay Avar had another good weekend. Jane Keel had a huge weekend. Another Edina player at Princeton. She scored both days.
That's huge.
Huge weekend for her. Like I said, Edina had a big weekend. Addie Bowlby had a Hattie at Sacred Heart, and she became the Offensive Player of the Week for New Ha because of that. Alyssa Antonakis scored. Sloan Matthews had one of OSU's goals. Maddie Kaiser had a goal for the U of M, and Ava Lindsay scored twice, and our girl Jamie Nelson scored. Those are all Friday. It's a pretty busy little Friday.
Yeah.
It gets better on Saturday. Franklin Pierce, Addison Andre, Lindsay Avar had another big night. Riley Bartz scored. Ella Berger, Chloe Boreen, all for St. Thomas on Saturday. Sammy Bowlby at Sacred Heart, Claire Enright at Wisconsin scored twice. Hannah Halverson, another Edina girl, scored for Wisconsin. Ella Holm at Sacred Heart, she leads their team in scoring right now. And that's another team like St. Thomas that has a lot of double-digit scoring, a lot of players in the team with scores. And then Haley Jusela, she became the Defensive Player of the Week for New Ha. She had a big goal. It was a one-goal weekend for her, but a big goal in one of Sacred Heart's wins. Whitney Horton at UST scored again, and Vivian Jungles scored for Wisconsin, both Edina girls. Emma Peschel at OSU on Saturday, Edina. Nora Sauer at UST, and Josie St. Martin at UMD. So big weekend again. Like I said, Edina girls had a big weekend scoring.
Yeah, always with the Edina girls.
It's not always Edina girls.
I have my blue on today, my Brainerd Warrior blue. So
I didn't wear green for like the first time in a million years.
Say anything about Edina right now.
I know. I had a mom ask me yesterday, like, they're looking for their like insight on how to like get their 10-year-old to D1 or whatever, and they're like, should we move cities? I'm like, what? She's like, I heard Edina girls don't get picked for D1. I'm like, I beg to differ.
I don't think
I
that's
feel like
true.
There's lots of girls from Edina going D1.
Let's look at the stats.
Yeah, no, it
That's
it
crazy.
does look at. I think they've got like 3 commits a year at least, or more.
At least.
And now look at my Summit scores are full of Edina girls. So
Yeah.
I'm optimistic for Edina girls. I'm optimistic for a lot of girls. If you can do the right things on and off the ice, there's a spot for you at D1. Again, listen to our Ilsa Lindaman interview because she's going to help show you the way. What else do we have here? I don't want to talk forever because our listeners have stuff to do.
They're busy.
They're freaking
working
busy as
people.
hell. Okay, so we're going into Halloween weekend. We've talked about a couple of the matchups, but I want to make sure we didn't miss anything important. I don't think like across the country there's anything crazy going on other than the types of things that we've talked about and a couple of the players that seem to be stepping up to the plate.
Yeah.
Just quiet weekend for our Quinnipiac scorer, LaMarche. She's up in the top couple scorers in the country with Abby Murphy, but again, she had kind of a quiet weekend, so we'll see.
That seems to be the trend this time of year.
And they
Cools
get
off
back
a little.
into, they get kind of back into like conference play and stuff like that. Anyway, so there's some teams starting to prove that they're possibly going to be struggling this season. And then over Halloween weekend, let's see, anything special probably besides the WCHA? No.
My biggest game this weekend, not just because it's Gophers, but that's the first big matchup of the year in my head.
Yeah, I'd say
Gophers,
this is
Wisco at LeBon.
Yeah, I'd say this is potentially like an NCAA final preview.
Yeah.
If not a semifinal, NCAA semifinal rematch / preview. So this should bring some really hearty rivalry, animosity, whatever you want to call it.
Those games definitely be sold out.
Yep, this is going to be, the LeBron will be absolutely sold out. So I'm excited to see what Minnesota brings to LeBron when it's their home. But if Abby Murphy's on, it's a close game.
Yes.
And when I say on, I mean more than assists. If she's scoring goals, I think it's like Minnesota has the edge and could win. Otherwise, I expect Wisconsin to win them both.
Yeah. I think they come out and have a good weekend. I hope it's a split.
And
but
also,
we'll see.
let's see if Wisconsin's got a healthy lineup or not.
Yes.
Because two of their
and
top
we'll
producers
see
are out.
if somebody gets a penalty in the first minute.
Okay, and that's the thing. The first minute of the game sets the tempo.
Yeah.
In any game, I don't care what level you're in or what, but Minnesota needs to make sure that they're not getting out early in games and setting the tempo against themselves. A lot of early scoring in the NCAA right now, like first 30 seconds of the period, and that's of the face-off, opening face-off, and that's taking that game's tempo one way or another. Look at the early goal in St. Thomas Providence,
Yeah.
It just sets the tone. So, yeah, Minnesota can come out, like Abby wants to come out of these. I love that she comes out hot. If I'm starting, I'm not coming out any different. But like I said last week, she's just so susceptible to, like, these refs got her number, and like if anything even like questionable, they're gonna call on her. So it's just like, again, I'm excited. I'll be in Rochester though, so I'll have to be
busy.
I'll have to be streaming these games, and same matchups on Saturday. So, big WCHA matchup weekend. I'd say it's a really good little three little really good matchups, and I even like Bemidji and Minnesota State because I think that each of them get a chance to showcase some of their stuff at that level at the bottom as well.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, at the bottom. I mean, it is true if you go to their.
Well, they're at the bottom of the ranking, so that's not.
Okay, I'm looking, and St. Cloud's below MSU
in points.
In points.
Yeah, but that doesn't. It's too early to look at points.
It's too early to look at points. So, well, I'm sure we've missed like critical and important information,
Never.
which we'll just bring to you next week if you can be patient.
We would never miss critical or important information. We would never leave anything out.
We're trying to bring everybody the most information as possible.
Yes, we think we did a good job.
I've been slaving over the internet all day. All right. Well, we'll be back. We'll be back next week with more NCAA. Nobody wants to talk about women's hockey.
Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Hey, there's no way around. On top of the mountain, I'm queen of the mountain. My cup running over.